I recently watched the latest movie called Elio, released in 2025, and for the next 6 minutes, I want to take you through a detailed breakdown of this incredible Pixar adventure. Trust me, there are some seriously curiosity-piquing moments along the way. Not only does this film offer a heartwarming alien misadventure, but it lands with some of the most surprising and emotional twists I've seen in recent animated storytelling. Here's everything you need to know as I share my honest, first-person reaction to Elio, ending with my most memorable moments and why this film left a big impact on me. Elio centers on an 11-year-old boy named Elio Solis, who is isolated, awkward, and aching for a place to belong. He lives with his aunt, Major Olga, who put her own dreams on hold to care for him after losing her astronaut parents. Elio is drawn to the stars and spends his days sending radio messages into space, half hoping that someone or something will reply. When an accidental alien transmission targets Earth, Elio's wildest dreams come true. He's mistakenly abducted by an intergalactic coalition called the Communiverse and is, hilariously, believed to be the ambassador for all of humanity. From here, everything escalates, fast. This is where the fun begins. Elio is thrust into an alien council, surrounded by bizarre, vibrant life forms, each with their own quirks and agendas. Apart from the comedy and spectacle, the central theme is Elio's deep loneliness and the universal hunt for belonging, something that resonated with me way more than I expected for a cosmic adventure. Now, if you're spoiler-averse, this is the moment to pause, because what comes next dives right into the key plot points and some of the most surprising movements in the movie. Spoiler alert, things get emotional, witty, and just when you think the story has settled, it pulls the rug from under you. Alien contact, mistaken identity, and the Communiverse. Elio's journey officially begins after a ferocious fight at camp leads to his abduction. Suddenly, he's surrounded by the wildest collection of alien ambassadors in the Communiverse, and they peg him as Earth's leader. Instead of correcting their mistake, he plays along. Hey, who wouldn't want to be the planet's ambassador for a day? But this ruse quickly entangles him in high-stakes negotiations with Lord Griggan, a fearsome warlord, and his own gentle son, Glorden. The emotional core of the movie is Elio's attempt to find common ground, not just with aliens, but with himself. His relationship with Glorden highlights this beautifully. The two outcasts become buddies in a classic Pixar buddy comedy twist. Meanwhile, Elio's aunt Olga struggles to bridge the emotional distance between them back on Earth, believing she might have already lost Elio to space, both metaphorically and literally. Curiosity highs and the surprising climax. What really surprised me was how the heart of the film lays not in the cosmic stakes, but in the small, raw feelings between the characters. One moment I was genuinely anxious for Elio, when he negotiates with Lord Griggan. Everything hangs on a knife's edge, and just when it seems hopeless, Elio and Glorden devise a wild plan involving a clone and a dramatic shuttle escape. I also noticed something particularly touching: Elio's willingness to risk everything for his new friend, even when the odds were stacked. In a genre where spectacle usually takes the lead, seeing a young character prioritize friendship and empathy over heroics was a refreshing twist. The big surprise comes during the last act. Back on Earth, Elio's clone sacrifices itself to save the real Elio and his aunt, leading to an emotional reunion that takes the movie from a sci-fi laugh fest to a surprisingly profound statement on chosen family and identity. The way Elio chooses his own path, returning to Communiverse but ultimately deciding Earth is home, was both unexpected and deeply satisfying. I went into Elio expecting a zippy, kid-friendly alien romp similar to some classic family animations. The trailer promised spectacle and humor, and while the film delivers on those fronts, the reality is far more layered and emotional. The comedy lands frequently. There's physical humor, slapstick moments with alien miscommunication, and witty banter between Elio and the quirky Communiverse delegates. But the visuals, a color-flooded, richly textured galaxy, are quintessential Pixar and absolutely eye-popping. What I didn't expect, how much I'd care about Elio's quiet moments. All these combined to make Elio more than just another animated adventure. There were several times I found myself leaning forward, heart pounding, Chief among them were Elio's speech to the communiverse, where he's just about to be exposed, but tries to salvage the situation with wit and honesty. Glorden's near-fatal shuttle accident and the subsequent rescue, which is both action-packed and emotionally charged. The true identity swap with Elio's clone, the suspense of whether Olga will recognize her nephew, was genuinely edge-of-seat stuff. These high-stakes moments were balanced by gentle human exchanges, proof that even the vastest alien landscapes are powered by small, personal connections. Honestly, the performances lived up to Pixar's gold standard. Yonas Kibreab's voice work as Elio is innocent, anxious, and full of hope. Zoe Saldana as Aunt Olga brings a blend of military strength and maternal warmth, while Brad Garrett lends his signature depth and surprising vulnerability to Lord Grigon. The animation itself is a performance. Watch Glorden's facial expressions, or the subtle trembling in Elio's hands during tense moments. Going in, Elio looked firmly like a sci-fi adventure, but after experiencing it, I'd argue it's just as much about coming of age and family drama. There's space spectacle, yes, but the true genre is emotional discovery. If anything, I expected another feel-good Pixar film, and while the template is familiar, the beats are fresh enough to feel alive and very current. I noticed Pixar's knack for folding huge existential questions, do we belong anywhere? Will someone understand us? Into kid-accessible format is stronger than ever here. What stood out isn't just the aliens or the space battles, but those quieter scenes. Elio writing his messages on the radio, the longing in his eyes as he watches his aunt, and the warmth when the communiverse accepts him, not just as Earth's ambassador, but as a person worthy of belonging. The secret sauce? The film's willingness to linger in small disappointments, forgiveness, and hope. There's a sincerity here that's hard to fake, and it gives the ending real heft. Wrapping up, Elio is a dazzling, moving exploration of loneliness, found families, and the courage to connect across the greatest of distances. It may use cosmic spectacle and slapstick humor, but its true strength lies in the grounded, relatable journey of its main character. Sure, the formula is classic Pixar, unlikely hero, wild adventure, earned redemption, but the execution is top-notch. The final scene where Elio and Olga embrace on the beach shows forgiveness and growth in both characters, echoing the film's belief that home is not a place, but the people who choose you. If you still haven't subscribed to my channel yet, now's the perfect time. Subscribe with full of love. All these opinions and reactions are based on my personal first-time experience watching Elio. I highly recommend giving it a look. Whether you're a Pixar fan or just in the mood for a story that's as much about humanity as it is about aliens.